Hi Anti-Society, welcome back to the Anti-Social Planet, and today we are checking out another Twice album. This time, the story begins. We're going all the way back to the beginning as I kind of detoured a little bit to listen to Ready to Be. Okay, I just wanted to be part of the moment. So we're going back to listening through their discography in chronological order, and I am so excited for this because, like, OOH, which I already listened to, shocked me a little bit. I felt like I knew what that song was gonna be because I had heard the chorus before, and then there were some interesting choices in the production with the verses that I really loved, and I'm also just like, I'm looking forward to seeing some more of the beginning of Twice's journey, and I feel like this is gonna be a fun album, and I'm very excited that I'm getting like a whole 5 new songs to listen to. So I'm not gonna talk too much because we need to be getting into all of these songs. I know this is gonna be a long reaction, so get some snacks, get a drink, settle in, and let's get to a whole 5 new Twice songs. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, we're starting strong. I don't know what to do with that. That like industrial sound was not what I was expecting. I feel like I should just let them shock me. You know? I feel like at this point, I should just accept that Twice is gonna do things that I'm not expecting. Okay. That bass though. There's so many things happening in the production that I'm like focusing in on it. There are all these little look, I love really weird production choices and there just being like all these little details in it, especially if it has like, I don't know, something about like little industrial sounds being added in to music just like does something to my brain. But there's all these little sounds happening that it's so crazy, and then they have these layered vocals where that's, I'm assuming, a bunch of the members all singing together. So there's just all of this sound backing up the singers that it's wild to try and pick up on all of it. That bass is just really heavy too. I like the little like woos in the back too. Like, what was that synth sound? I'm like trying to pay attention to lyrics and pick them up and like focus in on like vocal performances, but the production is like grabbing my attention. There's so much happening that like, I don't like descending synth sound that was happening. It's like on this side. Oh, see, like that part where it all cut out. Wow, this thing's like a little bit funky to it. It's got a little beat to it. It's fun. And I love how we have all of these kind of like shouting or layered vocal moments in it because I feel like it'd be so much fun live. I was thinking, I'm like, I want to see a live performance of this because I bet it'd be so much fun. I feel like that with so many Twice songs though, where I'm like, I bet this is such a fun song live. Like the energy of it is probably great, but this one really does just seem like a lot of fun, and I want there to be choreo and I want to see a live performance. That's kind of where I'm at. It's one of those things where I'm getting so distracted by the production. I like apologize. I'm like, every once in a while I'm like, wait, focus on a vocal. Let's see if maybe we can grab some other stuff now. I love that pause in the production because there's so much going on. That vocalization's fun too. Like that's probably so much fun as like a crowd. That little vocal right at the end, I heard that. Love that. I love that synth. Okay, one thing with the vocals, I try to focus in on that. We had a little bit of vocal run there that was fun, but they're all really like matching up their kind of sounds, which is interesting to me because I've heard them be very different. I gotta keep in mind that I'm coming from their most recent album with Ready to Be, going back to like their first album. So there's gonna be a big shift, I feel like, in their performances and how they're singing, but they're all really, I feel like it's intentional trying to match up their vocal tones. It's very bright sounds. There's tons of closure with their vocal cords. It's very like chest oriented. It's almost like they're pulling up their chest voice for some of those higher parts of some of the melodies, but mostly it's just like a super fun song. Like I'm getting some little things with the kind of story of it, which is like trying to get somebody's attention by just kind of like being around, right? And like giving them special attention and like trying to get some kind of reaction out of it. It's almost like when they finally get that reaction, it's like, okay, do it again, like continue that, right? Like it's like continue to like say things like that to me, acknowledge me, like that kind of a thing. It's almost like this fun, I don't know, almost there's something like flirty to it, but it's like very, I don't know, almost like a puppy love kind of thing, like a early crush kind of thing. And I have to remember that like they're a lot younger during this too, that would kind of fit with the concept that they're going with, but it does have that kind of feeling of just wanting a specific person's attention. Then once you get it, you're like so excited, it kind of like puts you into this really upbeat mood, right? But there's I love the production. Like I feel like I'm gonna put this on one of my main playlists just because the vibe of the song makes me want to dance around, you know? Like if I have to do chores, I want this song to be the soundtrack because it's gonna make it a lot nicer. I was wondering if we're getting a little rap moment. Ah! I love that. I love having those two moments. And you know what I was saying before of like, it feels a little bit like puppy love kind of flirtatious vibe. I love how the rap came in and it has a little bit more confidence to it. It's a little bit more sass to it, which I love. I love how it's kind of transitioned from a kind of like, please acknowledge me, to a kind of asking again kind of moment where it feels like, okay, like pay attention to like the signals that I'm putting out. And then now it's like, okay, sit down, let me explain to you what I'm thinking of, what I am feeling, because obviously you're not picking up the cues that I'm giving you. So I love that we have the rap coming in, and it's a nice fast-paced rap from both of the members as well, which I love. Like it just kind of fits with this kind of upbeat feeling. I am gonna listen to it again because I just, good things need to happen twice, you know? No pun intended, but it fits here. I love that you will regret choosing me. Oh, that like stutter in the vocal. Also, I feel like it's not fair for them to have Junghyun singing right after a rap part, because if you know me, if you've seen some of my other Twice reactions, I always fall for rappers. Don't ask me why. My biases in groups are consistently rappers. It's just the way that it is. And then Junghyun's voice is like drawing me in every time. So I feel like it's not fair for you to do that particular setup on me, okay? Because it's hard for me to like not melt. But I love that kind of that repeat that happens where it's repeating those phrases and then like the stutter with the repeated word. Like I love how it kind of like glitches out, right? I love that. I feel like you can take that as just like fun and kind of adding to like the fast-paced, upbeat feeling of the song. But I feel like it's also like once you get the attention from someone, maybe this is just like the introvert and slightly socially awkward part of me, but like when someone gives you attention, do you ever just like glitch out in your brain? Like words stop being words and you have to like remember how to be a person? That's how I feel a lot of the time. So I feel like it's almost like, you know, from that confidence of like you had that moment of confidence where you're like, this is how I'm feeling. This is the signals that I'm putting out. Pay attention. And then once you get that attention, you don't know what to do with it. That's almost what it feels like to me. This is so much fun. I just want to see a live performance. Like that vocal is probably so much fun live. Oh, I loved it. I'm definitely adding that to a playlist. I'm just gonna be like bopping while I'm like folding laundry or something because that's my life. That was so much fun. I think a great way of coming off of like OOH-AHH, which is also a super fun song, where this is just like has a ton more going on with the production. Like it's almost too much and yet it's like right before too much. You know what I mean? Like it's so much and it feels like it should be overpowering, but they did a great job with the mixing to make sure that like all their voices were forward enough for the main vocals so that it didn't get kind of muddied in the sound. And there was lots of good contrast between like bass kind of sounds and there's kind of this like tinny upper sound with it. So you have like the contrast with these different sounds so it doesn't kind of all get muddled together. And I absolutely adored it. I'm just in such a good mood starting off with that song, but let's get into the next one. We have I Think I'm Crazy, which is interesting. I don't know what to do with that title, but let's see what they've got. Whoa, okay, like this one in contrast to the production of the last one is like way more minimal, but it has this interesting choice for like the synth that's almost like swelling each time. So it has this feeling of like, I don't know, it's like moving forward, but there's kind of this hesitation, which I feel like fits with the lyrics so far of not sure how to approach someone, which I feel like is interesting, especially with some of the other imagery in this. Ooh, I'm just like, every time I don't quite know what to do with their songs. Ooh. Oh, wait, okay. I was just gonna say, I love how we have, this is one of the names that I'm not entirely sure about pronouncing because I know that it's not Korean. Chui? Maybe? Correct me if I got it wrong. But I was gonna say, I love how she has like a nice breathy, softer vocal in this one, especially with something like Don't Know, right? Like the like hesitation and the uncertainty I think fits really well with having that like lighter vocal because you're not gonna have like a strong, lots of closure vocal for talking about you being uncertain about something. So I loved how she really softened her voice out there. And then we had Jungin coming in with a more closed, more heavy vocal with hers. So the contrast of those, and it just looked like we were like ramping up to a chorus, which I'm not ready for. okay, I love the little pauses around the chorus. It's so much fun. I love how they have like layered vocals in this. I don't know how much of that is like the whoever the lead singer is being layered over it, or if they have certain people who are more likely to be doing like harmonies and stuff like that, but it just feels collective and I love that. But also I feel like it kind of fits with the like going crazy thing, because it's almost like you have like multiple kind of voices in your head that are telling you like, do this, don't do that, what if this happens, what if they say that, what if they react like this, like, you know how you kind of get stuck in your thoughts and you have like all of these kind of like voices going on at the same time. I feel like it kind of mimics that of like the uncertainty and having all these different perspectives on what could happen. Again, just like a super fun song. Also, if anybody breaks their heart, I'll fight them. Like, that's where I'm already at. I'm like, how dare you? You know what I mean? I love all the synth choices. That like fade it with all of it. Ooh, okay. I love how Mina came in with almost like a deeper tone to her voice, and then she had a little moment with that vocal run at the end. But I love the contrast between the like more kind of belt tone that we had in the chorus, and then to have that like kind of pause in the production, and then have the lower tone in the vocals. I love that, especially since it's almost like, instead of the kind of feeling confession kind of thing that we had at the first verse, this is kind of confronting this person, being like, you might be toying with me, like that idea of like, hang on, stop whatever you're doing kind of thing, right? Like, and it's a little bit different than kind of having that like lighter uncertain tone of like not really knowing what's going on. Now it's like, hang on, I think I know what's going on and you should stop that. The bass like percussion too. Ooh, I love how she put that little higher, like she flipped up into that higher note there. Fun. Okay, so we're going back to the rap section. Also, Taeyoung's rapping. I loved the vocal moment that we got with her. Sounded beautiful. When she raps, though, it does something to me, and I love it. That was fun, like countdown kind of thing. Like, it's almost like this person kind of tried to push you away for whatever reason, or like not wanting to, like they said, like be entangled and that kind of a thing, and it's like too late, like 1 2 3 too late, right? And I love that, especially since they're twice, their fandom's name is once, so also like the counting can also be kind of playing in to that side of it too. Like, we could sit here, we could talk about these songs being about like the members and like a specific actual person, but it could also be, you know, fans, it could be being an idol, it could be wanting to express yourself in music. It's almost like falling for being a musician, being an idol, being in the music industry. Like, it can be lots of different things. So it's almost like, if we're going that route, it's almost like, even though maybe there are some people who doubt them, maybe there are some people who are kind of skeptical about them because, you know, this is the start of their journey. The story is beginning, right? There's probably people who are skeptical of them and don't really think that they're going to be very good or are kind of hesitant to give them a chance. And this could be them saying like, nope, too late. Like, I'm going to make you fall for me. I'm going to fall for you. Like, it's already too late. And, you know, just give me a chance and you'll see what I mean. You know, it could be that kind of feeling too to it. Ooh, the ad-libs, always good. I do know though. Sorry. Gio, do that note again. Ugh, she's so good. Ooh, that kind of like wind down of the music too. Oh, that was a lot of fun too. I feel like a much more like slow, like not much more, but a slower kind of feeling to the previous song. Still a lot of fun. I feel like this one was easier for me to focus in on lyrics because there wasn't so much happening in the production, but I love kind of how they chose who was singing at certain points, right? Because with their voices, and I don't know all of their voices super well yet because I'm still getting into the group, but they do have a great mix between like breathy, kind of really bright forward facing voices, then they have some kind of more kind of middle placement, and then there are some members who can get more of a darker, deeper sound to their vocals too. And I loved how they chose and arranged who was singing what lines in the story. We have like more of like the breathier, lighter sounding voices singing some of those moments of uncertainty or almost like self-doubt, and then some of the moments that were more like assertive and confident, kind of calling someone out for treating them the way that they were. We got some more of those like more like closure voices, more like chest placement voices, and then some great moments from those members who are really good at like belting and having those powerful moments for like specific moments in the song that were more emotion driven, right? I'm thinking of Jungyeon because her voice sticks out to me. I'm sorry. But her saying the line like, I like you, right? And she got to have that line and it fits really well because she has a wonderful kind of like chest belting sound to her vocals. So having that moment that had a lot of emotion behind what was being said, choosing her was a really good choice. So really good at choosing who was singing which parts of the song while still kind of trading off certain parts to make sure that everybody kind of got a chance. So let's get into the next song before I talk too much. Okay. Truth, which I think interesting title in general, but also we're in the middle part of the album, so I feel like something's gonna shake up, right? We've had some fun songs and it's kind of like, I don't know, almost gone through a progression of a story, and I feel like it's on the surface mimicking kind of like falling for someone when you see them in like OOH, and then when they get into do it again, it's like trying to get the person's attention. And then I think I'm Crazy is kind of like seeing some kind of cracks in what's going on, or it's like the wrong attention, right? And I feel like you can kind of take that at face value, but I feel like there's lots of other potential to having that kind of mirrored on, right? Because I feel like you can take a basic kind of love story and it doesn't have to be romantic. It doesn't have to be about a specific person. It can be falling in love with lots of different things in your life depending on what you want to map it onto. So I feel like this one, I don't know, I feel like this was going to be important. Just something about it that's making me feel like we're gonna get something, I hope maybe not super sad, because I don't know if I'm ready. Ooh. Oh, the bass. Oh, I love bass so much. Oh, no. I was sitting here being like, I'm worried that this is maybe going to be like sad, maybe a ballad. No, we're getting that bass coming in and those like vocalizations and stuff. I think I'm gonna love this one. Like a little bit too much, you know? I want to know who's singing that part. That part too. Nope. Okay, so fun facts about me. When it comes to production, there are two instruments that cause me to malfunction consistently, and that is drums and bass. They started off with the bass, and then they brought in the drums, and there's even a little bit of brass coming in, and I feel like that's not fair for my health. I feel like they're not considering the emotional stress that this is gonna cause me. That little like cry at the end too? Oh, I'm starting to shake. No, that was so good. Where like we had the like cry and then it kind of pulled out with all the production. I was not expecting that from Sana. If that's actually who's singing, I have to kind of understand that sometimes these lyric videos aren't the most accurate who's singing what parts, but I wouldn't have expected that from her. Oh, the piano! No, okay, this chorus though, it just feel like it just like lifts up and it has these really drawn out sounds in it, which I was not expecting from what we were getting, more like fast-paced, really like hitting consonant sounds and stuff before this, and then having those really drawn out sounds going into the chorus. It just like floats. I don't know how better to describe that, but I hope you understand what I mean. Like I feel like I'm floating when I'm listening to it. I love those two little vocals in the back. I want to like sing. I'm like I'm trying to contain myself. Ooh. I was like, who's singing? For a second I got lost because I was like, wait, hang on. I just like immediately looked to the people that usually rap because that's where my brain was going. See, that was like with Sana's part where I was like, that is not what I would have expected from her to get that kind of sound or that kind of like cadence. And now do we have Junghyun singing like that? I was like, I looked at Taeyang and Dahyun because I was like, that's probably who's doing this part. And then I was like, no. And then I looked at Momo because that's where my brain goes of like, who would have been doing that kind of cadence? And I wasn't right again. Nayeon! What is this song? Ooh, whispering in the ear again. Ah! Gee, oh my gosh, they're all flexing on me in this song. I'm like, is like, I need a breather. We're only like a minute in. I need everyone to calm down. Okay. This song is like getting so many plays from me. Oh, it was so much fun. Well, we're listening to Nayeon's part again. The like horn sound is so cool too. The mixing, like going back and forth. Ugh. It's jarring. Why did that part give me chills? Everybody's flexing on me and I wasn't warned. Look, I know that y'all in the comments have told me, one, top tier vocalists, and I agree, and two, their B-sides are where it's at, okay? They hit differently, and I needed a specific warning for this one. You know, I needed somebody to tell me to like drink more water before I got into this, like or like walk around for a little bit before getting to this song. Just realized I was holding my breath. Why you gotta flex like that? I was just thinking like, I don't know, there's something so interesting with this song of like how almost like grungy and grounded the verses sounded, especially when we had just the like bass, drums, and some brass coming in, and then that huge contrast with the kind of floaty sound of lots of the chorus and then lots of these other parts. I love the two sides of that. Gio doesn't need to give that much all the time though. I love it. I really, really do. I appreciate that she's just given 110% every single time. Again, a warning. I need a lead in. Sure, just ad-lib all over the place. Oh, that pause. Whew. I feel like I need a breather, I need to stretch, I need to like hydrate. I mean, what was that? Like they didn't need to give that much. I love that they did. Vocals for days, absolutely gorgeous. Everybody's showing off. I mean, why was this buried in the middle of the album? That's my question. I want to know why this is in the middle of an album when I could have a music video. Is there choreo? Is there a live performance? Is there any kind of special performance of this? I would like to know, because I now need to listen to it about 100 times in a row. That's where I'm at. Okay, next song. I'm intrigued by the title Candy Boy. I feel like this one's gonna be a fun song too. All of these songs have been like super fun, upbeat. I feel like I'm just gonna like put them on, like early in the morning when you're getting ready and you just like want to feed off of that fun energy to go into your day. Bit of a shorter one too. I should stop trying to predict because I'm always wrong. They always pull something out of the hat that's new. Ooh. Coming in strong. This build up though. Wait, before we get into it, okay, really interesting cadence choices in the vocals for this that I wasn't expecting. It's almost like this like up and down kind of movement, but it's really like sharp. Interesting. Might be the instrumentation that's kind of lending to that feeling. I don't know what I was expecting when that chorus came in, but that was not it. They keep doing that consistently. Like even with like OOH-AHH, I was like, the verses and the chorus feel like they don't fit in the same song, and yet it works. And they just keep doing that with all of these songs where like I feel like I'm listening to 2 songs at least. And then somehow it all works together. Love that slide. Ooh, this part though. It almost feels like it's like winding up at this part. I just like, this song is like, I don't know. There's like a lot, I feel like. I will say one thing. Say my thinking face here. I don't love the mixing, like the production and their vocals. I don't think either is bad. I think that they're doing some really interesting things with their vocals. I think that there's like a ton of little interesting details in the production, like things that I've heard before. I just feel like the vocals aren't pulled enough from like forward from the production for my liking. You know, after going through the last song where really they were just going off with their vocals, I want to hear them sing clearer, and it's just not coming through with this one. So I think it's throwing me off a bit because I'm trying to like differentiate and like get nuance from like the production and the vocals, and it keeps kind of getting cluttered together. Except in the chorus. I feel like it works a lot better in the chorus. I do hear those ad-libs though. And that little vocal rip, was that Nahyun? Like, okay, that was a good one. The little vocal right there, like little snippet of what my life was like when I was going through vocals. My vocal teacher would have called that taking the note around the block. She'd be like, take it for a walk around the block, and that'd mean that you were gonna do a nice little vocal run there. I do like this wind-up sound to this like little post-chorus though. Lots of those like layered vocals too, like group vocals. Just keep doing that. Like, I'll listen to it over and over again. Never apologize. I'll just fade out on that. Yeah, see, that one, I feel like the mixing is throwing me off because there are parts of it that I liked, but I feel like it was almost like the production was like too loud to the vocals. Maybe it's just my brain. Maybe my brain's just having a hard time with it. But y'all let me know. Like, I feel like there were like little bits of this that I really liked. Vocal runs and that like slide that they did on the like boy where they like slid up with it. It was a lot of fun. Like there was all these little moments where I'm like, oh, that was fun, but it took me a little while of hearing it to like actually be able to like differentiate those little details. I don't know. Y'all let me know. This one is probably the one where I'm the first time with a toy song where I'm kind of like, but it has nothing to do with them. It's I don't know. I don't know about the mixing with this one. All right. Last song, I'm a little bit sad because I don't want to walk away, you know? Like, I don't want this to be the end. I want to, I mean, I know that they have a bunch of music and I'm going to get to more of it. I don't know what this one's going to be. Like a Fool, I don't know. We've had a lot of like fun, upbeat songs, lots of things that I wasn't expecting. So I assume that whatever I'm predicting, it will prove me wrong. Okay, acoustic guitar was not where I would have gone with it. Are we gonna be sad? I'm not ready to be sad. I mean, I am sad that the album's ending, but... Is that a harmonica? Ooh, the bass, though. With like Mina's light vocals. That little note at the end she did. Oh, it struck like right in my heart. She put so much emotion into it somehow. The like vocals. Ooh, and I think it's interesting that they have the line of like, I won't look back. I'll look back and regret it. Didn't we have a lyric before that was saying like, why don't you look back? Which song was it? Was it I Think I'm Crazy? Where there was a lyric about wanting the other person to look to like saying that they won't even look like turn and look back at me. There was definitely a lyric like that. So I love kind of having that full circle moment of like, we've had all this setup of like, kind of like I'm saying, like falling for someone or something, trying to get attention from like, you know, for that you're falling in love with, then kind of the turmoil of that, and then going into, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, the vocal performance in Truth kind of made me black out when it comes to like the meaning and stuff, but it is like Truth and kind of like trying to come to terms with like the actual situation of what's going on and things like that, and not kind of being blinded by, you know, like I was saying, like the puppy love phase of something where like you first kind of either fall for a person or you fall for like a certain thing, like a certain aspiration, right? And it seems so wonderful and shiny and exciting because it's like you have every step ahead of you and you could just like daydream about it and it could be perfect in your daydream. And then once you start to go on that path, you start to see the cracks, you start to see the flaws in everything, and it kind of disenchants you. And you know, it's one of those things where I almost think like Candy Boy is like an interesting form of that too, because it's almost like, you know, candy is like fun and sweet and it's a nice treat and it's nice every once in a while to have a little something, but it isn't like actual food, right? Like it isn't something that can like nourish you and actually like sustain you. So it's almost like an empty kind of thing, right? Like it's sweet, but it's empty. And I feel like this one might be coming to terms with that, right? The idea of like saying, you know, this thing that I thought was wonderful and all-consuming and that I was in love with is actually like kind of like this empty, sweet thing that was all right for a little while, but I kind of got like, you know, you kind of get like sick of the taste, right? Like that kind of a thing. So they've had like multiple times where they've pulled lyrics forward from their songs. And I love when artists do that, when they kind of reference back to things. And sometimes it can be like albums down the line, but I love it within albums too, because it makes this kind of like cyclical feeling to the album. Oh, I'm so glad I rewound to hear that again. Oh, I love where she got into a deeper tone there. Oh, the piano coming in too. Ooh, that like first love thing. Yeah, like that's kind of what it feels like, right? Like it's like I was saying, that like puppy love, first crush kind of thing. And again, that can be a person, that can be like a concept, right? And then it's, you know, it always has a special place in your heart because it's like, you know, the first, right? Like there's always going to be a part of your brain that kind of looks fondly back on that, but then you grow up, right? Like you grow out of it, you change, you figure out more of who you are, you see the like disenchantment to something, and it changes the way that you look back on it. You might still look back on it and smile and have fond memories, but it's never going to feel the same way that it did in that moment. Oh, I love the like light sound that we were getting from Momo there, but like I also like the don't laugh, because we had the joke lyric before too of like I kind of love that, like the idea of it kind of starting off the album with kind of these, you know, like I was saying, like puppy love, kind of childish, playful kind of start feeling to it, and then this one being, you know, I'm serious, right? Like trying to actually show more like self-reflection and contemplation and that kind of a thing. Like we go from something that is far more, yeah, and I know that they kind of started off with more of like a cutesy concept anyway, but kind of like starting in that like kind of cutesy, more playful side and then transitioning to something that has more introspection, I think is really nice, because it shows, it's almost like growing up, right? It's that feeling of going through an experience and having that disenchantment to maybe like a dream or an aspiration or a love or whatever, and you change, you grow up, and it's something that you carry forward with how you interact with, you know, future things because of that first experience. What little cry she puts into her vocal. I don't know why I love that part where they like descend into like that like chest deeper register, but there's just something about it that like almost feels defeated, right? Like it's those higher belting powerful like chest voice notes, and then they descend into this like quieter deeper tone, and it sounds like giving up, right? Like kind of like losing that power in your voice because you almost don't want to say what you're saying. Oh, I gotta start up the percussion changing up there. Oh, I like it. I also really love how they have like that heavy like bass percussion because, it is kind of like the heartbeat of a song, right? So having that be like really heavy throughout the whole thing, it adds like a feeling of sincerity, right? Because you have the acoustic guitar, which is more like of an analog kind of sound. We've had lots of synths up to this point, so to have something that feels more tactile with that like heartbeat percussion happening, it adds to that feeling of like sincerity to what's happening because it doesn't have, it's like the heart speaking from the heart and having something that feels more, you can actually like physically interact with it as opposed to like synths that are more like they're all like electronic and things like that. Ooh, fun little switch up with the vocal melody there. Interesting they elongated that "een" sound. I like the little synth with the piano or something I said. I hear the ad lib. Got a little bit in my feelings there at the end. Oh, sorry, it's fading out. I think it's interesting there that it like fades out, but also the percussion changed to a little bit more of a lighter, higher register sound to it, which I think is interesting when they were talking about before there was the lyric of like, I want to tell you, but like I don't want to sound awkward. So it was like trying to have the conversation, and they switched it to I don't want to tell you, I want to show you, and kind of like switching from words into action and that kind of a thing. That again, if like the percussion is kind of like the heartbeat in this song, to have that kind of like quicker beat to it is almost like the nervousness of like knowing that you're going to have to make a decision and you're going to have to deal with what's going on. And even though you may love this person, care about this person, or this like idea, this concept, this dream, whatever it is, knowing that it's not working out and you're not in the same headspace that you were when you like fell in love, right? That it's difficult to walk away from it, right? Because even though you might still love someone or something, or want to go after something, you get to a point where you understand that loving someone or something isn't enough to make it like good for you. Again, if we're going back to kind of the candy idea of like, you might love your favorite candy, You might love candy in general. You might have a huge sweet tooth, but again, it's not enough to nourish you. It's not enough to sustain you. It's not something that you can survive on. So even though you might love someone or something, you might just have to accept the fact that it isn't gonna be something that supports you in your life anymore, and you're gonna have to take some kind of action to deal with it, even though it feels impossible to like fully let go of it. Ugh, we ended off on a bit of a heavier note with the songs. So many fun songs in that album. I love that I have like a whole bunch of new Twice songs that I get to listen to. I have like live performances to hunt down because some of these I just like, I need to see them live. I have like Truth to listen to basically on repeat for the rest of my life. I have so many moments in that album where I'm like, this is just so much fun. And I have to remember in context of this being like their debut that, you know, obviously I've heard them do some other more like nuanced things, both like vocally, but production wise, story wise, lyrical, that kind of a thing. So I'm not trying to like compare who they are now to who they were then, especially since with the debut, it's meant to like, you know, rope people in. It's not meant to be like, okay, here's me bearing my entire soul and experiences that I have had. Like, you know, we've just met with a debut, right? So I love how fun these songs are. I love all of the really interesting production choices on this. Just like, it baffles me that that is not something that I ever heard of when it came to Twice. Like, I have definitely heard of Twice. I've heard like little snippets of their songs, usually like just like the chorus bit. I've definitely heard lots of people talk about being fans of them. I never ever heard someone tell me, you have to pay, like, you have to hear this production. Just like did not come up with them, and I don't know why, because it's the one thing that I've just like latched onto. Obviously their vocals are great, they seem like wonderful sweet people, and their songs are a lot of fun, but like that just sticks out to me. It's like this weird thing that nobody talks about, and I just want to like, I just want to like sit people down and be like, listen to this production choice, because it's wild to me. All in all, I really enjoyed that album. I can't wait to continue on with all of these journeys and get into like more music videos and things like that. So I hope you enjoyed watching that along with me. You can click this playlist to go and see my previous reactions, or you can subscribe so next time I post a Twice reaction, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!